The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, David Letterman, Victoria Jackson, and Patsy Dawson and her semi-attractive dog, Twinkie. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
I'm very sorry, but if you don't have a reservation, there's a 45-minute wait. Well, we'll put you... What's going on here tonight?
Great crowd.
Whew.
Nice crowd.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was funny. I was having lunch today. After lunch, I got a fortune cookie. It said, later on today, you're going to meet a large group of people with sobriety. The lunch wasn't any good either. Anyway. I asked Tommy where you were last night. He'd said you'd gone somewhere, but was it to pick that up?
I got this suit, among other things.
I shouldn't kid. I shouldn't kid, Dr. Stone. That's very nice. You just don't see many guys who have the courage to wear a pink suit and red shoes.
Running shoes.
Running shoes, you got it. Anyway, I thank you for coming out. We have a good show, and according to the weather, this is going to be a beautiful weekend. A great weekend here in Southern California. How beautiful, I'll tell you. I am looking forward. I want to see how much air my inflatable woman is going to hold. Before I let her go and watch her hit the ceiling. Anyway, were you out the other night on the weekend? Driving around. This is prom time out here. The kids are all going to the proms for graduation. It's kind of sweet. They've all got the corsage. The trick, if you remember, was for your girl to get home before the corsage wilted.
Right.
You know, 50-cent gardenia. And I was getting sentimental today and harking back. Yeah. To my youth on the plains of Nebraska. Yeah, it was kind of nice. My very first girl. I remember I never did well with girls when I was a young kid. I remember out on a... Which obviously I've proved over and over again. I should, if I'd have known then what I know now, but... I never thought of that. I should have known I was in trouble then. Well, I remember I took this girl out, and I thought she was cute as could be, and I thought, you know, things are going to go well, because she said, you better stop by the drugstore. And I says, because I might get lucky, and she says, no, I'm going to get a headache. So I should have known right then and there. All right. I have a show business update for you. Alfred Hitchcock just walked off the set of his new TV series in a contract dispute. I thought I would try that weird joke, and obviously I'm here to enjoy it all by myself. The new fall television shows are being announced. Have you been following all the shows on ABC, CBS, and our own network, NBC? NBC announced one today. It sounds like a winner. McAllister, car wash security. And in the opener, McAllister tracks down a gang of thieves that makes counterfeit rain checks. That's in the pilot. And in another episode of McAllister, car wash security, he pistol whips the car wash attendant for switching a customer's radio to the Spanish station. He's insensitive. Don't forget, Sunday is Mother's Day. Have you tried to go pick up a card for Mother's Day? Times have changed. Where were the nice, sweet cards? I'll tell you, my dear heart, now you're going to get a Joan Rivers insult card. Are those your thighs, or are you trying to smuggle basketballs into the country? Happy Mother's Day. Hollywood is cashing in on the Mother's Day theme. They have a new movie called today, that opening Sunday, called Mother's Day, The Vengeance. It's about a mother who tracks down her grown children and blows them away for never calling her. Anyway, don't forget to call your mothers. What else has happened? Speaking of that, George Steinbrenner has done it again. Last week, as you know, he fired Yogi Berra and is the manager of the Yankees. He had a horse in the Kentucky Derby. He fired the jockey. That's true. He fired the jockey. And it's been announced today, and I hate to bring it up this weekend, but yes, his own mother. Fired his own mother. Tough guy. Anyway, my special guest tonight, you haven't announced. Hey, first of all, we got a great show. We have David Letterman is with us tonight. And we have a young lady, rather bizarre. Entertainer Victoria Jackson is with us tonight. And I have only seen pictures of half of our next team. Her name is Patty Dawson, and she owns a dog called Twiggy that is not a pretty sight.
I saw the dog.
She won the ugly dog contest. So she is here tonight, and later on, our special guest is psychologist Morton Feinberg, who will come on and tell us it's okay to be sick if we are the world and not feel guilty. So we'll be on. So stay where you are, and we'll be right back. Thank you. Whoopee.
Introducing Weight Watchers Baked Ravioli. A blend of cheeses tucked into pockets of pasta in tomato sauce. A triumph. Pasta that no longer has to endanger my waistline. Introducing Weight Watchers Spaghetti with meat sauce. The delicious flavors of beef, tomatoes, garlic, onions, spices, and burgundy make the sauce full-bodied. But not me.
What kind of wallpaper will go with a striped couch?
Think $1 won't go far these days? Bring it to your Sherwin-Williams store now. Choose from hundreds of beautiful in-stock wallpaper patterns at spectacular savings. Buy one single roll at the regular price and get the second single roll for just $1.
Ethel, where's the couch?
Next time, you better
Ask Sherwin-Williams.
That was the man in the pink suit. And we have David Letterman will be on in a little while. We have Victoria Jackson. We have Patsy Dawson and Twiggy. You'll mate in a not
Have
mate.
you seen that dog?
You'll meet in a few moments.
Have you seen the dog yet, Johnny?
I saw a picture of the dog. I think
I saw the actual dog.
I don't want to be tipped yet.
All right.
I understand one must see this dog
To believe it.
quickly from the first time because it's a different looking animal. I saw whales again this morning.
really?
I was reading a book on whales last night. I guess the migration is about over. Actually, it's supposed to be over between the Gulf and I guess the northern seas about the end of April. But I still saw some today.
The stragglers?
There's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know anything about whales?
Well, I told you that when they make love, you know.
Well, hold it.
Well, it's a very unusual. I mean, I don't have this on first-hand knowledge
Can you
or
mention
anything.
this? Can you do this on the air?
Yes, oh yeah, it's just that they have to be assisted. The male has to be assisted by another whale. It's a very strange situation, but that's
I didn't know
apparently some fluke of nature.
It's a kind of a play on words. They have flukes, you know, for tails. Has that thing have anything to
A
do with
fluke of nature.
Uh-huh.
Did you see
it? Does
them?
anybody know whether that's true?
Isn't that true? Yeah,
All
say
right,
they
then.
know.
I suppose because of their huge size.
Yes.
You would need some assistance. I mean, look, now, listen.
What?
They're large animals. They're
That's right.
large animals. Do you know a blue whale can grow to almost 100 feet and weigh, what do you think?
Probably 70 tons.
100 tons.
100 tons. Wow.
They eat 8 tons of fish a day. A blue whale. 8 tons of fish. That's a lunch. What is on my tab? Nowhere. Did you know after they make love, they smoke a herring? Did you know that? Enough of that. I don't know why. It was just silly. All right. We usually do new products a couple of times a year. Somebody sent me this, and I had to get a hold of one and say, this is something else. It came from Tamara Helms of Portland, Oregon. Oregon. Right. All right. I said Oregon one night and got called Oregon. I received this ad in the mail, thought it rather funny. I'm sending it to you and hope that you get a kick out of it. All right. You know what it is? A musical diaper alarm. You know when your children are small and you put the diaper, they cry, right?
Right.
All right. Plays a tune as soon as baby wets.
That guy's really enjoying the show, isn't he?
What it is, we got a couple of them. It's a little device, obviously, that works on some kind of microchip. You put it between the layers. I guess this is one of these what do you do? You know, the disposable diapers. I don't know what brand it is. Doesn't make any difference. And you slip this little gizmo in between the layers of the diaper, and then you diaper the baby. And, according to this ad, plays a tune as soon as baby wets. All right?
How are you going to demonstrate this?
Well, I'm not like you think. Let us find out if this works. Then we might have to drop the microphone down. What is it? Purple rain or what? It did play some kind of musical tune. What was the other one?
Stormy weather.
Stormy weather.
Ross! That was Ross.
Very good, Ross.
Very good,
Stormy
Ross.
weather, purple rain. Oh, whatever. Okay, let's try this. Let me try that again.
And be quiet so we can hear it.
Yeah, the trouble was you could not. You have to be
Yeah,
very
well,
quiet to hear the. Just drop the microphone down. Gee.
I really hear that
This is the real one. Obviously, that one does not play the 1812 overture, but I guess that's all right if you want to go to all that problem. All right. In case anyone should forget, and if you do, Mother's
You're in
Day is
trouble.
Sunday. Send your mother some flowers or call her or something. There's a book out called Momilies, or as my mother used to say. Now, did your mother ever say particular things to you? Most of them were cliches. We've all heard them.
A lot of the thing about bad luck, don't put shoes on the table and things like that. All
Stuff
those
like
things,
that. My father always used to keep your nose clean. I mean, be a good boy.
Yeah.
Whatever it had to do with it, keep your nose clean. How many of you have heard, I'm only doing this for your own good?
Yes.
All right. This is a house, not a hotel.
Yeah.
All right. You ever heard this one? If you swallow gum, a horse will grow in your stomach.
I never heard that.
Yeah. Don't take candy from strangers. Still good advice. Don't sit too close to that television. It'll ruin your eyes. Don't cross your eyes or
They'll say
they'll
that.
stay that way. A dog always knows when
To come home.
you're afraid of it. Or
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
As long as you live under my roof, you'll do as I
Right,
say.
yeah.
Right. Don't worry, there are plenty of fish in the street. In the sea.
Sea.
That was said in Venice.
That's right.
Mothers in Venice always said there are plenty of fish in the street. I don't know what I'm doing here. Girls are like streetcars.
There'll be another one along.
In 10 minutes, right. And don't marry anyone until you've seen them drunk. Oh, that's an interesting observation.
How about the one that was one my mother was? This is going to hurt me more than it will hurt you. Remember that? She's going to spank you. It's going to hurt her more.
Yeah, never figured that out. We found some other sayings spoken by mothers of people you probably know or have heard about that we didn't mention there. Always put on clean underwear in case you're in an accident. Now, that was said by the captain of the Titanic's mother. Said, always wear clean underwear. Where did you pick up that kind of language? Said the mother of Dr. Ruth Westheimer. This was my wedding gown. Someday you'll get to wear it, said the mother of Prince. Quote from Rodney Dangerfield's mother: accept rides from strangers. Never sit in front of a guy with a gun. Abraham's Lincoln mother told him it's not long enough yet, huh? You gotta wait, I guess, a long time before Lincoln jokes are funny. One of our great presidents. Forgive me for that, but it's not gonna make any difference. 200 years from now, you could do that joke. Oh. 100 years too early, 100 years too late. All right. The more you scratch it, the more it's gonna itch, said the mother of Pete Rose. Now that's what she actually said. Don't count your chickens before they're strangled, covered with breadcrumbs and fried, says the mother of Colonel Sanders. Long John Silver mother once told him, don't come in till you wiped your foot. What are you doing in the bathroom so long? Asked Mrs. Whipple's mother. I mean, who knows? Ed McMahon's mother, bless her heart, used to say, why does your baby formula have a head on it? Remember when your mother used to say that? And not to be, my mother used to say, why don't you get married, and settle down. Settle down. Married. Lincoln still.
Can't do Lincoln jokes.
120 years, you can't do that Lincoln joke. Okay. We have a new, Now, here is a plus for your kitchen. Microwave Plus cookware from Corning. Be very careful.
Who now?
Me, Mom. Listen, my new Corning Microwave Plus cookware you sent is fantastic. I freeze, cook, serve in it. It's real cookware, not that plastic stuff. And it's made of Corning microtherm glass. It cleans so easily. And, Ma, I'm reheating your favorite tonight.
You will do it.
Oh, I gotta go. It's ready. It's goulash by...
Goulash, no goulash. Too spicy.
Microwave Plus by Corning. That little blue flower and a whole lot more.
Thanks a lot, Citibank. You had to make your Visa and MasterCard better than other banks. Just by using them, we earn bonuses called City Dollars. Now, they could have saved us up to 40% on a color TV or a stereo. But we used ours to get something strictly for Vincent's amusement.
Oh, isn't it wonderful?
Visa and MasterCard from Citibank. It's the bank that makes them better.
Thank you, Doc. Okay, from the past. All right. Now, in Long Beach, California, for the past 5 years, there has been an ugly dog contest. And my first guest tonight are the winner of the contest in the purebred category. Would you welcome Patsy Dawson and her dog, Twiggy.
I don't know what to make of all this. She's gonna sit here and shake.
Is it just she's a little nervous or cold? Well, since she has no hair on her, well, you should...
Look, she's shaking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Oh. okay? Is she all right? Maybe the
fine.
maybe
She's
the
not
lights
gonna,
will warm her up a little bit.
Oh, she loves the lights. Loves the lights.
Well, that's a bad news looking dog. Now I know that. See, a dog being a dog, I'm sure it doesn't know that you're. May I pet her just a little bit? Okay. There we are. That's all right. That's all right.
She'll quit shaking in a minute.
Yeah, she's just a little nervous here. Dogs, of course, I don't think, think like humans. Let's hope not. Because other dogs can't say, wow, you're ugly. I mean, human. I wonder if other dogs know that other dogs are pretty in any way at all, right? Probably not. They don't think in that abstract way.
I never thought about it.
Did you have any doubt that Twiggy would win this contest when you first entered?
No, I didn't. I've lived with her so long, she just looks good to me, I guess.
Yeah.
But everybody tells me how ugly she is, so I thought, well, I'd give it a chance.
Yeah. Does it bother you when people say your dog is ugly?
No. I think she's ugly.
Yeah, you think she is. Well, what kind of a dog is this? Purebred, obviously.
Chinese crested. Crested, I think.
A Chinese crested?
Crested.
I'm not familiar with that. No.
There's
Obviously,
not very many
because
around.
of this little crest here. Did she ever have any? It looks like a hot dog that went bad.
She has a tan.
Did she ever have any hair at all outside of what we have up here?
She started growing this the last couple of years. I try not to pull it too much. It comes out.
Normally, is she supposed to have hair over the rest of the body?
She got hair right here.
Oh, I see. There's some on the tail there. How old is Twiggy?
She's 7.
7
and
years
believe
old.
it or not, she's getting prettier as she get older.
Well, she has only one way to go.
She was real pinkish, clammy type skin, and
Yeah?
it was all.
Obviously, you are an animal lover.
I love the dog. This one.
Now, when you first saw this dog, didn't you say?
I didn't want it. My
Really?
mother gave it to me to babysit.
Your mother
and
gave
I
you the
agreed
dog.
to babysit it, but the dog's so lovable that
Oh,
I
come on
kind of, oh God, I gotta love this dog.
In other words, you'd never seen the dog before. Your mother had this dog.
Mother had it and gave it
And
to
she
me.
unloaded the dog on you.
Yep.
Did you ever think of that maybe mother didn't want the dog?
That might be.
Yeah. Now, she's calming down a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
She's calming down a little bit. What do you say? What's the reaction when people see that dog for the first time?
Well, I don't take her out too often. I'm driving in a car. If I take her in the car.
They have a close-up now on the monitor of the dog there.
When I take her in the car with me, people go, oh, look, squeal their brakes a little. And then if I'm walking down the street, then they'll squeal their brakes too, so it scares me.
Yeah. Do they stop and ask?
Oh, yes. If I head to the store, I'll never get there with this dog.
Now, you say this is a purebred.
Pure breed.
For gosh sakes, I've never seen one before. Is she going to get hair later, or does it make any difference?
I think this is it.
Yeah. I assume this is an indoor dog, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I leave her outside too long, she'll burn.
What do you mean?
She'll burn like.
Oh, really?
You know, if
Because
you fall asleep in the sun,
Oh.
you're out there all day, you'll burn and bubble.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's too bad. Even with a tan, she ain't ever gonna look. She ain't gonna look like Christy Brinkley. Hello, Twiggy. Hello. You know, she does look.
Don't you want to go talk
After
to
you-
Johnny?
No, Oh, it's all right. I know everybody probably makes fun of you.
You're not wearing wool, are you?
What?
She's allergic to wool.
What does she do with wool?
She'll break out and start sneezing, and
She'll break out and sneeze?
it's proven they're allergic to wool.
Yes, I think this is.
Is it wool?
Well,
We'll
no,
see what
maybe
happens.
cotton. Maybe cotton. She's just like a big Frankfurter.
She's been called worse.
Outside of that, she doesn't have any bad habits?
Letting loose in the house. Otherwise, she's perfect.
Phew.
You don't like Johnny, huh?
Well, no, I think
like Johnny?
it's the kind of an animal you have to live with a century or two, I think, before you really.
Well, when I first got her and I had to put her outside, I'd grab the kitchen towel, you know, and pick her up and put her outside.
Are you going to enter the contest next year, or is this it now?
No, she only gets to win once.
Yeah. Well, I know you're used to having people make fun of your dog, and it looks like a very nice animal, though. And she doesn't seem to mind.
No.
How old did you say she was?
7.
Yeah, so she's getting along in years. Yeah.
She's been called Yoda and E.T.
E.T., Yoda.
They asked me if she has radiation treatment.
Didn't I see her in People magazine? But her tongue was out.
Yeah, the one day she started panting. They got a picture of her.
Don't they pant normally?
I never seen her pant.
What? She's pointing at something.
Yeah. Doc's suit. You just saw Doc's suit.
She saw Doc's suit and went into shock. Well, Patsy, I thank you for bringing her here. Anyway, she's a nice dog, and you know, she should have some friends. You know, when you look like that, huh? Thank you. Thanks, Patsy. Goodbye, Twiggy. That is not a nice. You know, you see something that's so unattractive after a while, you feel sorry, and I can see where you would become attracted to something like that. But not often. We've both been out with some dogs.
That's right.
This is El Rocco City. Dog lover David Letterman will be out in a moment, and he'll have some comments on that. Stay where you are, and Victoria.
If it's crisp like a chip, but it's not
Great crisp.
If it tastes like a dip, but it's not, it must be a great crisp.
That's what.
Great Crisps, a whole new snack from Nabisco. Imagine the same ingredients from your favorite dips like cheese and chives, French onion, nacho. Baked so crispy, so flavorful, they're incredible.
If it's crisp like a chip and it tastes like a dip, it must be a great crisp. That's what.
They're crisp like a chip, taste like a dip.
Nabisco.
What's the new Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes doing over there?
Cluttering my desk.
Don't you know you could win $2 million?
Those contests aren't for real.
That's what we used to think.
But this check is real.
It's just a big come on.
That's what I used to think.
Do you know what this sign could mean to you? Millions of dollars. So stop making excuses. Enter the one and only Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
There's no place like our house.
Come on, send it in.
Sunday, an NBC movie premiere about a war hero pushed too far. One man against an entire army. Sylvester Stallone in First Blood.
Friday Night Videos is one big party with Prince and an interview with Tom Petty.
The Rock Wrestling Connection is coming. Saturday night's main event. Be there.
All right, Doctor. Hey, Mama. Okay. David Letterman is out here for a couple of weeks to do a show in California. Would you welcome Mr. David Letterman? Crowd is in a frenzy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Before I begin my little presentation,
yes.
Ed, on behalf of myself and the vast North American viewing public, keep those bloopers coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You send us some.
Oh, yeah. We get a truckload.
What a reception tonight, like a frenzied school of sharks feeding. I mean, isn't that nice?
I like being in California, and it finally occurred to me this morning what it is I like so much about Southern California, Los Angeles in particular. I just feel, I think, a sense, a peace of mind, knowing I'm in the same city as Dr. Art Uleen.
That gives strength to many of us. Long, cold nights.
Troubled times, sure.
He
it's
is
nice
within
to
a phone call's range.
Where it can come right over, yeah. Oh, boy.
They do not have in New York doctors who also make appearances on the news. Usually that's a common thing
we
now.
get Dr. Art Uleen in New York as well.
I guess he
The
is.
man is virtually everywhere.
Syndicated all over the place.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it's pretty annoying, too, at this point. By the way, Johnny, those dogs are awfully ugly, but they're not bad eating.
Good eating. Good eating.
You gotta have somebody who knows just
really how to. Yes.
Oh my.
That's a dangerous joke. You know that. You make a joke about cats or dogs.
No, I know.
And then you get fanatic. They're crazed about
sure.
that. See, I'm not a cat lover.
Why is that?
Because cats, damn them, won't do anything. They don't like anybody. They don't like each other. They don't like any. They won't do. I want a dog. When I pet an animal, I want him to jump, run, lick my face, do something. You feed a cat, he all over and sits there. I want action.
You want a little something for your money.
That's right. Run for my money. I've got very little. I want an animal that does something. So, now your dog is not exactly one of the great. I mean, it's a nice dog, but Bob's his name.
I have 2 dogs. Yeah, I have 2 dogs. You know, a lot of times I come on here and I'm always whining about dogs, but it just turns out I got a pretty good dog story here that happened the other day. It's true. I'd like to share it with you if you don't mind.
Of course not. We have nothing planned.
Okay, go ahead.
Does Dick get on your nerves at all?
Not at all.
During rehearsal, do you have to play Raider
no.
record or anything?
No, it's like you and Paul, almost holding hands.
Anyway, the other morning, we're in bed. We're just in bed. Let's let it go at that. And it's about 5:30, and the dogs, Bob and Stan, are sleeping on the floor. There's some kind of disturbance outside. They get up, and we have to let them out. Bob and Stan are now outside. So we go back to bed, and about 20 minutes later, we hear a splash. You know. Now, this, by the way, is an indication that dogs are not as smart as you think they are, which also should be obvious the first time you see them drinking out of your toilet. But you forget about that.
We'll cross that off.
Yeah, you get to live with it. So we hear a splash.
Right.
Now, at 6 in the morning, you don't think too much about a splash in the swimming pool. I mean, you know the neighborhood. It could be a branch. It could be a tree. It could be a drifter freshening up. It could be anything. So right after the splash, Stan, the younger of the 2 dogs... Stan, yeah.
I knew Bob. I didn't know it was Stan.
Stan comes back in, and he goes to sleep. Again, we don't think too much about this. About a half an hour later, we hear this noise. And I jump out of my sleep and I say, oh my God, it's a wounded condor. We've got to get out there. And
naturalist that you are, I didn't know you picked up on those sounds.
Or a sea bat or something.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. So we go rushing out of the swimming pool. Now Bob is not in good shape. You've seen him before. He's built like a fur-covered oil drum, this guy.
Lumbering would be the word.
He's fat and he's old and he's bloated. So he's in the pool now, this is the truth, fighting for his life. So we phoned the sheriff. They brought up a helicopter. We got a derrick and pulled him out. So now you have to look at this from Stan's side of the story. See, Stan witnessed the whole thing. Stan's out there. He knows Bob is old. He knows he's feeble. He sees him go into the pool. I don't know how he fell in. He might have been pushed. Stan may be pushed. So Stan is there. He sees him struggling. He sees him hanging on the edge like a rat clinging to a meat truck, you know? He says to himself, Stan does, well, things seem to be in order here. I guess I'll go in and get a nap.
Yes. And Bob is all right.
Yeah, Bob is all right. But they're just not that bright. It's a little...
Yeah, we give them credit, you see.
Yeah, well, they don't really deserve that kind of credit, but we pretend that they get that.
All right, we'll be back here in just a moment. We have to leave for a moment, but...
We bring air-conditioned comfort to millions of Americans every day. At work, at home, at play, people feel good with us around. Yeah, we're coming through for you. Comfort's coming from Train. Train air conditioning. 50 million people take comfort in it.
In Santa Clara County, California, a few miles north of the Monterey Peninsula, they grow a remarkably firm, bright red tomato. Stouffer's calls it the perfect murrieta. Not quite as large as a tennis ball, it's juicy and meaty and filled with the hearty, rich taste of a great sauce tomato. Now you know one of the reasons why Stouffer's spaghetti with meatballs is as good as can be.
All right, we are back. I should have known you were in town, even though I did before I came to work, as I drove in today. You cross over here as you go by the guard, there were lots of people with their dogs.
Right.
I assume that's auditioning for your show this coming week, next week?
Let's hope so. Let's hope that's what they're doing. Let's hope we're not restaffing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. You know, we're going to have stupid pet tricks and on the show. I feel like a jerk saying, thank you very much, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, we're awfully, thank you.
Like the Nobel Prize has just come your way.
And you know what else we're doing? Yesterday and the day before, we spent out on the streets of Los Angeles doing some videotape things that we'll use on the show.
That could be dangerous. You could be picked up, you see. People don't go out on the streets in Los Angeles and walk around like they do in New York.
We had an interesting experience. In fact, in the 3 years that we've been on the air in New York, people tend to be very nice, which you would guess maybe in New York you'd have some trouble. But yesterday morning, the first location we went to, we just barely had the camera set up. And out of the corner of my eye, my peripheral vision, I see a woman sort of walking toward me. And I didn't think too much about it. She looked peculiar, I'll say that. She looked like the kind of person whose life ambition was to do odd jobs for Gallagher. So she comes over and she says, "You're David Letterman, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Welcome to California. I know you're not here very often." I said, "Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the sentiments." And she said, "Can I talk with you a second?" Now, 90% of the time when somebody says this to me, it's usually regarding stupid pet tricks. You know, they say, "I have a cat that gargles," or "We have a canary who thinks he's a chamois. We'd like to come on and polish a little car." So I said, sure. And she says, "You know, whenever I see your show come on," she says to me, "I can't switch it off fast enough." And so now, like a jerk, this is me, I say, "Well, thank you. I'll tell the network." You know, like I'm turning myself in here. And she says, "Well, you don't need to do that. I've been writing them letters ever since you've been on the air." So I'm really feeling good about the day at this point. And I said, "Well, if you'll excuse me, we have to get back to work." And she said, "What? Just a minute." She says, "You don't understand. I can't switch your show off fast enough." And I'm thinking, well, what does she want from me? Ways to switch it off faster? Forget the on-off switch. Just jerk the plug out of the wall, ma'am. Or here's what you do. Have your husband stand by the set. You go down to the fuse box. When you hear the theme music, he'll give you the signal. Throw the lever. That'll cut it off. Call the power company at 1229. They pull the plug. You'll never get it. So it was a little disarming.
That's kind of, yeah. They mean well.
Yeah, oh,
they mean well.
Well, I don't know if she meant well, but...
Of course she does. All right, I understand you have a film clip, as they say.
We have videotape. Clips, John, as you know, are the lifeblood of the American entertainment industry.
That's right. Where would we be if we didn't have clips?
Exactly my point, John, and I'm glad you brought it up.
Right.
Yeah, it's a... but, you know, normally I hate going on your show with a clip, and I think if you'd admit it, if somebody broke into your house and woke you up in the middle of the night, you'd admit that you hated clips, too.
Right.
By the way, has anybody ever done that? Broke into your house in the middle?
Once, only once.
Anyway, what we have here tonight is a piece called Dog Poetry.
Dog Poetry.
Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bishop Tutu applauding up there. So, now originally when the idea for this piece
We're in a weird business, aren't we?
Yeah, we really
You get away with this kind of stuff. Okay.
I'm 38. Earlier today, I had to have somebody else pick out my socks. What does that tell you about me?
That's right.
Anyway, so the idea was presented to me. We have dog poetry, and I was apprehensive at first, but we went ahead and we did dog poetry, and I'll give the person proper credit after we see how it plays here.
All right. Let's see.
But this was done on the show about 3 months ago, and it's something called dog poetry.
Watch the monitor.
anyway, that was the idea of one of our writers, Meryl Marco. She was
Very funny. Come to think of it, dogs think more like humans, and we give them credit.
But a
for
nice, classy ending, didn't you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Kind of the French mime theater type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to do this. Hold up. Is that what you mean, Fred? Or are you ordering a drink? I can never tell when Fred does these, whether it's age or whether... There it is, right here. Was this it?
Yes.
Fine. This is very good. You'll have this on your show, son. You can paint windows fast and sloppy and stay perfectly neat with Wagner Glass Mask. Right here, folks.
Finally, you can be more carefree, even a little sloppy, painting windows. All because of new Glass Mask from Wagner. Glass Mask is a liquid that glides on easy as that. And when you're done painting, glides right off. So you needn't worry about a little slip-up here and there. New Wagner Glass Mask. And for masking everything else, Wagner Mask It.
This evening, after the shrimp cocktail, after the Cornish hen, and over the strawberry shortcake, discover a bright new star. New Maxwell House Instant Decaffeinated Coffee. The only decaffeinated instant with all the delicious aroma and rich, smooth taste of Maxwell House. New Maxwell House Instant Decaffeinated. A star is born.
Anytime. All right, my next guest is an attractive, rather unusual young lady. She's been with us several times at the Tonight Show. She's performed. Then she landed a part in a new NBC series called Half Nelson. Unfortunately, Half Nelson aired its final episode tonight. How long was it on the air, actually? Oh, quite a while. I see. So anyway, she's back here. Thank you, Fred. Always nice to have those late bulletins coming in. Would you welcome Victoria Jackson? Well, Victoria, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Johnny, how
yes?
come you put me on the dog show?
Oh, no, there's nothing intentional there. Now, you shouldn't be that insecure.
I'm not. I'm all dressed up tonight.
Yes, you are. What for? I mean...
Well, I felt like this was the right thing to be tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm out of work.
What'd you call this? Is this a kind of a punk rock or hard rock type outfit or what?
Well, it's kind of like Tina Turner, and I was going to tell you about her, and I guess it was on my mind, and so I looked like her tonight.
Oh, I see. Mr. DeCordova did not seem to know how long your show was on the air, the Half Nelson.
It was on 6 weeks plus the pilot, and tonight's the last night of it. And
I'm sorry to hear that. Were you?
Yeah, but it's okay because everything I've ever been on has been canceled, so I'm used to it. And you can make a living off of being on canceled things, really.
Many people have.
Yeah.
Well, is this the longest run you've had on television?
Yeah, this is the longest show I've been on, so I got the most fan letters I've ever had. I got 25.
25 letters. Well, that's not bad, considering it was only on for six weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you?
Oh, you know what? Tonight, the show tonight, my husband, Nissan, has his first line of show business, and he's in SAG now, and he's an actor now.
Now, they might not have encompassed all of that sentence. When he heard my husband, Nissan, had a line, you see, your husband's name is Nissan.
Yeah,
right.
my husband
like
is
the car,
Nissan. And
like the automobile company.
Right. And he's a magician, fire eater, musician, but he's never been an actor yet. And I said, why don't you become an actor?
So he's 4 things now.
Yeah, and if I'm out of work, then he can go out on the auditioning trail. And David, can I tell David something?
Well, of course you can.
Well, ever since I was on here, all my friends thought I was kooky enough to be on your show, except every time we wrote a letter, no one answered. And I even,
I think, let me I think what she's trying to say, David, is why don't you answer your mail?
Well, let me ask you a question. Were those letters insured? Did they go by bonded courier?
One of them was the one I sent. I wrote a fake secretary's name.
Oh, so you're
because
right
I
there.
didn't want you to know I was plugging myself. And then I put on it the mail when you have to sign it and send it back that the person got the letter.
Yeah.
And then I never heard anything.
Well, I think we'd love to have you on the show.
Thank you. We're going to be in New York on May 21st and to the Anyway, when you're desperate, when you're desperate for work, you embarrass yourself. That's why I stood on my hands and said poetry, because I wanted a job so bad.
It's all right when you need a job. Sure, you have to
Sometimes it's
ask.
obnoxious.
Now, will Nissan be making the trip with you?
Yeah, Nissan is going, and he could eat fire on it, and I thought it could be like a stupid human trick, you know.
Sometime you must come and guest on my show. This is not the training ground for the David Letterman show, you know. We don't audition people for David here tonight, but no, I understand you're a little emotional because the show is off the air. And is Nissan working? Is he eating fire anywhere at all?
Well, this is what happened. First of all, we got a call from this person who said that Tina Turner was interested in recording one of Nissan's songs that he wrote 8 years ago. And I was real excited.
She called 8 years ago?
Well, 8 years ago, she heard Bonnie Pointer sing it, but then Bonnie kind of, never mind, it's not allowed to say it.
I won't.
And so Tina heard it, and now she has the tape, and we're hoping that she'll listen to it. She could kill that song. So I got real excited, because if he got his foot in the door, people would hear all of his great songs, and I'm the only one who hears them, and all of his ex-girlfriends, which is what, so anyway, I went to work crying at 5 in the morning, going to my last week of my show because he was playing it real loud on the tape player in the car. And, you know, I was proud of him for having a great song, but I thought if it gets to be a hit, I'll have to listen to it on the radio every day, and he's singing it to another girl. Right?
Well, that's the price you pay for
so I was crying.
marrying Nissan, of course.
Because I believe that God had meant one person for another person, and then this blew my theory, and now it seemed like you could fall in love with anyone if you're in the right place at the right time. And so then he came up to me. So then he came up to me and he said...
You understand, if you don't, you're going to hear the rest of this on Letterman's show sometime
No, I have to finish
later,
it.
so we have to cut away. So just hold that thought. We'll be right back.
Dad,
Uh-huh.
how old will Danny Boy get?
I don't know, son. But we're going to give him lots of help.
For almost 60 years, Ralston Purina has been researching nutrition for ways to help dogs live longer lives. Thanks to this commitment, every serving of Purina Dog Chow contains 43 nutrients to help dogs live longer, healthier lives.
Danny Boy, you're terrific.
Purina Dog Chow brand dog food, helping dogs live longer lives.
JCPenney makes Mom's Day with Mother's Day gifts at savings. All dazzling 14-karat gold. All the cotton sweaters she loves so much. All sheer toes pantyhose. Every vinyl handbag's on sale, too. Plus this touch control microwave. The JCPenney Mother's Day sale. We do it a lot nicer than anyone.
You're looking smarter than ever, JCPenney.
Well, anyway, I hope you get another show soon.
Thank you. Are we ending now?
We're just about over,
I
yeah.
have to finish my story.
Real quick,
Okay,
real
so
quick.
the end of the story is Nissan said if he would have known me 20 years ago, he would have written every song about me, and so now I'm happy.
Okay, that's good for you. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
David, I thank you for dropping back.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll see you. Thank you. And I'll see you next Thursday on your show.
That's right, and don't get any funny ideas about sitting behind the desk.
Oh, you got it. What? Okay, Roger Moore, Johnny Mathis, Tom Brokaw, Roger Klein, Robert Klein, Dom DeLuise, Andrea Schuldenweider, and Leonard Waxack all next week. Thank you.